Hi, I'm Sam Burkett with BioBlend Renewable Resources, and today we want to talk about what is an environmentally acceptable lubricant. With many people in the market today trying to market themselves as green or environmentally friendly, those terms really don't have definitions. What does green mean? What does environmentally friendly mean? To our benefit, one of the things that the US EPA has recently done is come out with a document that defines what an environmentally acceptable lubricant is. In addition to that, that definition has been used in the Vessel General Permit for the marine industry to qualify products under the VGP as an environmentally acceptable lubricant. In short, there are three things that qualify a product to be an environmentally acceptable lubricant. It must be biodegradable, it must have low toxicity, and it must be non-bioaccumulative. What biodegradability means that is when exposed to air, sunlight, water, and microorganisms, the products will biodegrade. They'll turn into water and CO2, and they won't persist in the environment. Normal tests that measure the biodegradability of products are done in 28 days. They measure how much of the product, when exposed to the atmosphere, when exposed to microorganisms, water, sunlight, and air, will biodegrade into CO2 and water. The threshold for this is 60% to be classified as biodegradable. That doesn't mean the other 40% won't biodegrade. It's just a set 28-day period. Once exposed to that, you're going to figure out how much will biodegrade in that period. These tests are done by under both ASTM and OECD standards. For lubricants, most people use the OECD 301B test as a standard to measure the biodegradability. On toxicity, toxicity is how toxic that the products are when they're spilled either into soil and water. Many people are concerned about what happens when they're spilled onto water because the water can move so quickly and move the toxins around. The way that we measure that is that we do a toxicity test, again, ASTM or OECD test. Many people do the OECD 201, 202, and 203 test, which measure the toxicity of these products in water with respect to algae, daphne or shrimp, and fish. You measure how much of a concentration you need to get before half of the organisms in that will die. The higher the value, the better. It means you're less toxic, so you can add more before that actually happens. The third thing that we talk about with an environmentally acceptable lubricant is bioaccumulation. Bioaccumulation is how much an organism such as fish will absorb into their body over a 28-day period when they're exposed to these types of things when they're spilled. You want a product that's non-bioaccumulative. The larger the molecule, the less likely they're to be absorbed into the organism's body. All our products have been tested and calculated to be non-bioaccumulative in the atmosphere. So rather than saying arbitrary terms, there is actually a definition of what an environmentally acceptable lubricant is. Thanks.